Hello everyone, Nev here, and today we're going to do a little walkthrough of the Cowgirls and Aliens Oracle deck. This is something that I got for my birthday. It's from my husband, and it's super cool. So nothing's in order in this because I have been using it. My birthday was a couple weeks ago, so yeah, so I've been using it since then. So, and I've already paired it with a bunch of different decks and things like that. So, I brought a couple of those out. Actually, I think I only brought one of those out that I actually paired it with. But, so yeah, this is a fun deck. I've been using it, and I just kind of wanted to share a little bit. So, yeah, this is I was immediately drawn to this deck because of the interesting theme of it. It's Cowgirls and Aliens. I mean, and that's definitely not something I ever really thought I would be into or gravitate toward. Well, I don't know if that's completely true. Aliens, yes, kind of. Western, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to, but yeah. So, and got a cool holographic edging here. It's a mass market deck. Who does this? So the deck is created by, looks like, Ellie Grant, and it's Rockpool. Rockpool. All right. So the cardstock is. Ooh, I'm dropping that box there. This cardstock is pretty typical, sturdy. It's not a deck I can really shuffle, like riffle and bridge. I do side shuffle it, and I kind of do this whole thing. Well, not usually like this. I usually do it upside down like that. And because of that, I already have a little bit of a bow in the deck from using it. Yeah, I can't really bridge it, but I can riffle it side shuffling. So, yeah. So that's just fine. The theme is super cool. I love that that there's elements of both sides, the Cowgirls and the Aliens in both. So there's 36 cards, kind of like a Lenormand deck. So you could kind of pair it with a Lenormand. Yeah. So I'll just go through as I'm talking. So I will say, now that I've been using it for a couple weeks, the only thing I don't like about this deck is the affirmations down at the bottom. I really like the artwork. It's super, super cool. I really like the titles. I like that there's numbers, so you can use a little bit of numerology with that as well. I don't like the affirmations. So this one, the Explorer, I will absorb knowledge and learn all I can. I mean, because there have been a few times that I've pulled some of these cards that before I even read the affirmation, I had a different kind of idea in my head of what it would mean, and then I see the affirmation, and it kind of goes against what this doesn't want to stay focused. It kind of goes against what I had initially felt when I saw the card. So I don't know. It's reasons like that I kind of dislike a whole bunch of keywords or phrases on cards, because it kind of disrupts my intuition. You know what I mean? So, and also, I'm not a big fan of affirmations in general. It's just not really my thing. Like, I don't typically get affirmation style decks. So I would say that that's really the only negative I've encountered with this, but I've been able to work past it. You know, like the blacksmith here. I will take pride in a hard day's work. I don't know. If I just saw the blacksmith, I might have a different interpretation of this. Like a sort of forging sort of meaning. And because it's got that affirmation there, it just kind of messes things up for me. So like the android, I will seek the truth. That feels very disconnected for me. But like, I do love the artwork. I love the keywords, the titles rather. Even in the affirmations, if I sort of like the clones, I will accept life's contradictions and keep an open mind. That's a very weird affirmation for this to me. I mean, I'm sure there's an explanation for it, and I'm sure that makes sense. I'm sorry, bumping the camera. But like, when I was using this, and I'm currently using it as my daily card pull this month, I I'm kind of just picking the words in here. Like, instead of saying I will accept life's contradictions, I'm just saying it life's contradictions. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that word. And keep an open mind. Those are the two like phrases that I'm just like taking out from this. But even with that, like, I don't know, I wouldn't have come up with that for the clones. So yeah. But man, the artwork is amazing. The AI, I mean, take away the keywords on that and you can come up with a lot of different interpretations for that. I like, honestly, I love this deck so much, except for the affirmations, that I'm really considering altering this deck, like going through and kind of doing some sort of painting over, maybe. Like I can closely color match and kind of paint over the affirmations, maybe. And then maybe I could put my own like little keywords underneath of what the imagery and titles evoke for me. But I love the different body types and stuff too. Even in a deck like this, it's pretty cool, and it's very diverse, which makes sense when we're talking about alien worlds. You know, like there's, you know, we have so many different variations of humans, like, and now we add in aliens, and it's just like, it makes sense to have a deck that's like really diverse like that. So I don't know, I love that, and I think this does such a good job. Like, even this character has the vitiligo, the telepath. I am compassionate and will respect and will show others understanding and respect. What is that like? I mean, I guess I can kind of see how that might connect to a telepath, because a telepath would know what someone else is thinking and therefore have a sort of understanding. But I don't know. I wish I got there on my own instead of it being there. So I really, you know, as I talk about this, I really do think I'm going to like paint off the affirmation. And I just don't like affirmations to begin with, so they don't work for me. I love the Starship Captain one, and that goes along with one of the decks I pulled out. So it's a very, very cool deck. We're near the end. It does not bother me that there's only 36 cards. I know a lot of people don't like Oracle decks that have less than like 40 cards, but to me, my minimum number is actually 36, because, you know, Lenormand, Lenormand is 36 cards. So it doesn't bother me when an Oracle deck is also 36 cards. As long as it's not like insanely overpriced. But so 36 is my minimum when it comes to Oracle deck numbers. And also, like, even that is loosely based, because if it makes sense that a deck has less than that number of cards, then it doesn't really bother me. Like, it's got to make sense for the deck, though. All right, so that's all of the cards there. Let's do some pairings now. So I'm going to shuffle this real quick, and I'm going to pull out the first one that this deck made me think of when I first saw this deck being advertised earlier this year. All right. Yeah, so this one might be odd. The first one I pull out might be very odd for you guys, but it makes sense to me, and it's the first deck that I thought of. And the reason is because, well, let me pull it out. It's my Star Trek Tarot. And I know a lot of people may be like, what? You know, yeah, it's spacey, I guess, so that's going to match the alien bit, but what? You know, and the colors don't exactly match, you know. But it made me think of this because Star Trek it was conceived as a sort of Western in space. It is the final frontier. You know? Yeah, so like especially the original series here, which is this deck. This is the deck by Telekiad. Like, Star Trek was conceived as basically a Western in space. So I don't know, that it's the energy that made me think this would be a good pairing. So I mean, the colors are a bit off, yeah, but like also in a weird way, I think it kind of matches. So I'm actually a fan of this, and I think I do want to try this. I want to try this. it may not be this month, but this was like the first deck that I really thought of when I thought of what I could pair with this. And it wasn't the colors or even really the art style. It was more the themes that I thought would really go with this. Ooh, this is the extra card in here. And I don't know, even with the colors though, it still kind of goes. I like it. Ooh, look at that, the green and stuff. That's really cool. Yeah, see, I mean, I do like this. And I hadn't yet paired this with this one yet. Even though it was the first one I thought of, I hadn't yet done it. So, oh, that's neat. Huh. Oh, and look at this energy here. There's a lot of like female power here. Ace of Coins, and we've got Strength. And then we have the Time Traveler in the middle, at which I'm just going to ignore the affirmation because honestly, that affirmation really screws me up because I initially see the Time Traveler and I think a different idea. Like, and then I read the affirmation. It says, "I will embrace adventure and begin something new." And it's like, I really don't like that. You know? That's my issue sometimes with decks that have phrases or words or things like that on the cards. It just sort of takes away the intuition for me, and that's not my rule across the board because there have been decks that I've had that the phrases or whatever are great, but some of these, like this one, it's just, it kind of detracts from it for me. Yeah, so I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, this is awesome. I love, I'm really loving this combination. But so the other thing I pulled out to go along with this really, and I think what I'll do is we'll do that. And I'll take that off so we can see the next one. The other one I have is the other Star Trek deck, which is by the same creators. And this is actually a majors only. And this is for the animated series. So there's only 22 cards in this. They're all the majors. Let me see if I can pull it out here. And I keep tossing the bags and tossing the boxes everywhere as I do this. I don't have it very organized. So here we go. Of course, we gotta take off a big chunk of this. There we go. All right. That took a while to set up there, but we got there. So this is actually pretty cool. I thought maybe this could go as well because it's the animated series, so it's a cartoon, you know. So yeah, in fact, maybe let's move this one out of the way and let's do something like this where we do 2 major arcana cards with these in the middle, and I'll take off a chunk. There we go. Like, I don't know, that looks pretty cool to me. What do you guys think? Let's see. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I do like this. I like this a lot, actually. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this has I think the animated series goes a bit better with this deck because of the art style, you know, because it's animated, you know, so it makes sense. I am messing this up. I'm putting cards upside down when I'm messing this all up here. Oh, this is neat. Look at this. We've got the Pirates of Orion, which is Temperance, and we have the Ambergris element, which is Justice. And then we have the clones in the middle. So, like, Temperance and Justice. And Orion, the Orion people in Star Trek are kind of known for being, like, you kind of the gambler type, the I don't know. I don't know, like, in organized crime kind of stuff, you know. That's kind of how they're portrayed in a lot of Star Trek. And then we have this one, Justice, which is an interesting connection with that. And then we have the clones in the middle. Like, it's almost like it's 2 sides of something, 2 sides of a situation. Interesting. There's a lot of ways I could kind of read into that. And then one more here. We've got the sheriff with the sun and the high priestess. That's pretty cool. And then the Territon incident and the counterclock incident. Interesting. That's cool. All right, so we're done with the Star Trek stuff. I will grab out some other decks. Oh, and before we pull out another deck, I totally forgot to show the book. Of course. Yeah. So it does come with a book, which I think I completely forgot about it because I haven't been using it at all. Like, I have not even, like, really peeked through it, honestly, because that's also the thing that's with decks that have words on there. It's almost like the guidebook isn't exactly needed, at least for me. But then at the same time, I kind of don't like what's on the cards, so maybe I should take a peek at what's in here. So I don't see any spreads. Oh, single card spread and 3-card spreads, so it's at the beginning. How to use the cards, card of the day, and thematic spread, past, present, future. So typical stuff. Where can you improve? Where are you succeeding? New direction. So typical 3-card readings there. And then straight into the cards. So each of these has a story behind it, which might be fun to read, and a message. And then tips. So that's pretty cool. Like, to be honest, I have no interest in this guidebook. And it's very well done. I have no problems with it. It's just, like, I've used this deck for about 2 weeks now, and I hadn't even cracked open this guidebook. So, I don't know. It just... I see that there's stories in it, and that might be kind of cool. I think other people would enjoy that more than me, but yeah. All right. So let's go this one. Okay. So one of the decks that I thought would match with this, and I don't know if I'm right on the money here. It's more the colors that I think might match, and that is my Cosmic Slumber Tarot. So let me pull this out. The bag is so huge for it because I made it to fit the box that it came in, and I really hate that box. So I ended up, like, just not tossing the box, but just kind of putting it to the side. And now the bag, which I used to love and I still love, now it's a bit too big for it. Yeah, already immediately I can tell that I like this combination. This is pretty cool. Yeah, okay, so I just want to take a look at it as we see here, and then also look at what's on the cards themselves. Like, this is the 6 of Cups, this is the Hierophant, and the Henchman in the middle. So 6 of Cups kind of, to me, talks about nostalgia, looking to the past, things like that. Sometimes looking to one's childhood. It's all the cups that came before, sort of thing. It's very nostalgic. It's very looking at the past. And then we have this teacher sort of energy here with the Hierophant, of course. I tend to think of the Hierophant as a teacher sort of card. And then we have the Henchman in the middle, which I am literally just going to ignore this affirmation because it's irritating me, because it's not how I would read this. With the Henchman, it's almost like, because Henchman to me seems like an almost negative thing, you know? And so I almost think, like, it's this teacher energy or this guiding energy from our past is a bit overbearing, and it's something that, like, it's feeling overbearing to me, especially with the Henchman, like too controlling even. So I don't know, that's kind of what was coming to my mind. Ooh, this is cool. I also thought this one might go well because, I mean, it is cosmic, and so there are some cards that have, like, planets in it. I mean, that's why I embroidered the planet on the bag. 10 of Torches and 4 of Pentacles with the Explorer. That's interesting. And then we've got the Shapeshifter. Ooh, with the Tower and the Emperor. Wow, look at that. I definitely like the colors together. I'm not sure how I feel about the white borders. I almost feel like with this particular combination, it would have made, like, if this one had the borders and then these ones didn't have the borders. Maybe, I don't know. There's something not quite right with this combination, but I do like it. I don't dislike it. But all right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so the next one I pulled out is, I don't think I'm going to look through it a bunch because, and it's the one that I'm actually currently using with this for my nightly reader, and that is the Squid Cake Tarot. And I feel like with this, yes, they go together. I mean, this is the one that I've been using lately as the combination. So, yes, it does go together. But here's the thing with the Squid Cake. I kind of think it sort of matches a lot of decks, especially ones that have a lot of pink in them, especially pink and like this minty bluish green color, minty teal. Yeah, I feel like this deck just kind of goes with any sort of deck that has pinks and stuff in them. So, yeah, and I get that with this. It does, I mean, it does go, and it helps that it's, you know, it's a Marseille, so it's very minimal in its decor. But it's also very strange, which I think is something that sort of connects with this deck. We have the Knight of Coins and the Sun with the Preacher in the middle. See, the Preacher sort of gives me a sort of Hierophant sort of attitude. So what's the affirmation say? I will be open-minded and kind to others. That is not at all what I would think of when I think of the Preacher. Yeah, I really hate these affirmations. Like, I've been kind of tolerating them up until this video, but as I'm going through this and actually, like, talking about the deck now and exploring it, I'm finding the affirmations are irritating the shit out of me. And, yeah. So the Starship caption, to me, has a lot to do with leadership, and we've got this Page of Batons, Page of Wands sort of energy, with the Four of Cups. Interesting. And then a Starship captain in the middle. So I feel like this is the person we need to be looking to. There's an energy of ambition going on here, but then also this level of apathy that, and then we have, like, it's almost like it's a little directionless, and we need to find someone that can bring more direction to whatever the situation is. Interesting. Yeah, I do think the cards obviously go very well because it's it's very limited color palette, and I just think the Squid Cake tends to go with any deck that has a lot of these pinks and or teal, minty teals to them. All right, so let's go to the next one then. So in the same vein as the Star Trek Tarot, I wanted to kind of go to a different fandom here, and I pulled out my Sailor Moon deck, which is the Moon Crystal Tarot. And I feel like this obviously connects. Sailor Moon is very celestial, you know. It's very spacey, you know. But also grounded as well. So it's got that energy, you know. It's got a sort of real world / spacey sort of energy to it that I thought maybe it could go with this. Maybe, especially since this deck is so feminine, and then we've got the Sailor Moon deck here that, ooh, that's cool. The 10 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles with the Highwayman. So to, like, kind of attain this level of, security is not the right word, but like, happiness, at this level of, secure happiness, maybe. That's maybe what I was thinking of when I thought security. We kind of have to work hard and put in the Highwayman is interesting. That trying to ignore what's down here. I am determined, and I will keep trying. Ugh, that does not connect to this to me at all. But the Highwayman to me is a bit kind of like a. It's kind of got that Seven of Swords sort of energy, where it's very clever and achieving things, but through non-conventional ways, or through maybe questionable ways. So I wonder if that's sort of the energy that, or advice or whatever that's going on here, it's being a bit, you know, not exactly following the law to the letter in whatever is going on here, and putting in some of that hard work to attain this sort of happiness. That's maybe how I would read that. Let's see a few more here. Gunslinger with the Devil on the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. We've got the Engineer with the Lovers and the Two of Pentacles. Whoa. Two of Pentacles does feel a bit engineer-y to me. Maybe a Three of Pentacles. Yeah, maybe the Three of Pentacles. But, like, it's sort of this juggling of energy here, which there's the two sides or two options to, it's the choice sort of thing going on here. Because the Lovers isn't always just a you know, lovers, literally. Sometimes it's choice. And then we're kind of juggling those two choices and being very smart about it. The Engineer is very logical and practical and putting things in motions that way. Yeah, let's do one more. I do have two more decks to show. All right. The Jovian of Pentacles, which I believe is the King. Jovian of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles. And then the Junonian of Wands, this is the Queen. Queen of Wands and King of Pentacles with the Prospector in the middle. Very interesting. Yeah, all right. So, so this was the Moon Crystal Tarot. I'm going to put this one away and I'll pull out the next one. One thing I noticed as I was putting this away that also kind of matched is the edges on both of these are the same kind of holographic edges. So I had already closed the box when I thought of that, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so I have one tarot deck and I do have one Lenormand deck left. So let's just finish out the tarot. And this is the other deck that I really thought of when I first saw images of the Cowgirls and Aliens. Yeah, so first I thought of my Star Trek tarot, and second I thought Zeke's Arcana. And I mean, for really obvious reasons, this deck is, the coloring on this is beautiful and really goes with this sort of energy. I'm trying to get these boxes and stuff out of the way here. Plus, it's kind of alien. I mean, it's kind of weird, kind of surreal, alien-ish. And so it's got a lot of that energy. And let's like fill up the bottom here. So I feel like it's got the energy here. Maybe not so much with the browner cards. Meh. But, ooh, see, look at that. I mean, but a lot of but this deck also makes me think of Sailor Moon because of all the wands in here feel very Sailor Moon to me. So, yeah, I mean, the colors on this are damn near perfect. So this is a cool combination. I think this is a cool look at that. The Empress with this pregnant rancher here. And then the World. Wow, look at that reading. That's a lot of, like, abundance sort of energy. Creative, expressive energy to me. Huh. I like that. So, I definitely think these two decks are... They almost look made to go together. As far as looks go. Like, I like the energy a lot of the Star Trek tarot with this. But, of course, as we saw, the imagery it's a stretch. And it's not quite a good match in that respect. But I liked the energy a lot. Especially since Star Trek is a Western in space. And then and we have this deck that's all about, you know, that Western idea and then in space. So that's why the Star Trek tarot really called to me for this. But this obviously is almost made to go together. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm not going to do much more of this because it's a lot of the same. We'll do one more here. But I am going to pull out my Lenormand deck. Okay, so I pulled out my Bitmoji Lenormand, and here's the backs of it. This is my character here. Let me see if I can focus. There we go. This is a cool little deck. It's my character. And yeah, it does not want to stay focused on this because of all the faces in that card. The cards down there, it keeps wanting to focus on the cards behind it instead of this one. But yeah, it's a super, super cool little deck. It's my character. Yeah, even the people cards are myself and my husband, and we're like it's even for my husband, it is me. It's my character. It's just I took off like I changed I even left the the my goodness. Ah, here it is. The makeup, because I didn't think about that. So this is my husband wears a lot of these scally caps. So, but he has a beard, and there were no beard options in this deck. So that's both of us here. Very cute. So I just pulled out some of the cards here so that we can kind of look at see how this looks. Which I thought maybe could be kind of cool, you know. And it's more the colors that I thought were neat with this. So with this sort of layout, we got a 9-card box of the Lenormand reading, which will have its own meaning. And then we have 2 oracle cards on either side, which we can kind of come up with our own little interpretation there. Like, I don't have set meanings for either. It's kind of like the energy going in and the energy leaving, maybe. So on this one, we have the cyborg, which is, to me, like a combination of things. A cyborg is a combination of the artificial with the natural, you know, the artificial and the organic. So it's sort of a melding of energies. And then whatever the reading is for the Lenormand here, I have no questions. So this is just, I just laid out some cards. And then ending it, the energy leaving, we have the Space Pirate, which is, very jovial to me, and let me see if we can show it here. I don't know what let's see. I will find the silver lining in whatever life throws at me. I could kind of see that with this card, because the Space Pirate to me feels very jovial, very and not pinned down. So it's sort of a combining of energies here, and we do see the ring and an evolution. Maybe things be a bit more burdensome, but I feel like this is the only negative card here that I'm seeing. Yeah, so, and then, I don't know, it feels to me like these two would be like a combination of energies, and then ending it with a sort of go with the flow, like not worrying so much, because we got that one negative card here in the Lenormand reading. But anyway, I'm just kind of sort of coming up with what a sort of interpretation of how we might do something like this. One thing I want to try is using these, since there's 36 of these, using these like houses. Hold on, let me lay this out. Okay, so I've laid out just 3 of these because these are so large. You know, I'm kind of thinking of using this like I would use the houses in Lenormand. So these are the Lenormand houses here. And I've been wanting to do something like this because there are 36 cards in this deck. So I've kind of been wanting to do something like this. So this is kind of my little experimentation with that. And here's my Lenormand, where we would lay on top, and this would be our 3-card reading here. I don't want to pull out the cross again. Let's do this one. The writer. I don't want to cover it, but maybe we could do it like that. And then, because then that way it also covers up the affirmations. The writer, then the moon, which is a card I had just pulled out. So let me see if I can find one that wasn't in that last reading. Maybe this one, the tree. All right. So that's pretty interesting. Like, we could read this as a 3-card Lenormand reading, and then with the houses like on top of the houses. And then we can also sort of connect these, because there's 36 of these, we can sort of connect them with their corresponding Lenormand. Let me do that real quick. Okay, that took me forever, but I got everything in order from the order. And I just want to do a quick flip through, see if maybe the energies sort of feel the same for me on these, because that could be how I use these as well. Because I was thinking about using these as in the houses, and then I was checking the numbers, and I was like, oh, what does that number connect to in Lenormand? I'm using Lenormand on top of these cards. What does it connect to? And I can sort of like, when because I'm definitely going to paint over these affirmations. When I do that, what I could do is I could put the Lenormand, um, like, association, and then sort of connect it that way. And then I have a different sort of connection on how to use these. Um, Interesting. Because they don't quite match up exactly, but it would bring a different layer to what the cards themselves mean. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but ooh, I have the heater right on my leg, and it was burning up my leg here. So this is kind of cool. Interesting. Yeah. This sort of gives a sort of responsibility sort of energy here. We've got the broom or whip. And then we have the rancher, and she's pregnant, and there's a lot to take care of here. And there's one of her cows or something back here is being abducted by aliens. So it's almost like, not quite burdens, because that would be the cross card, but it's like a lot of responsibility. And like same old shit again, So that's maybe an energy I'm getting. This is kind of neat. Like, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I might explore this a little bit and basically just do the, like, seeing how the numbers match up to the Lenormand. And push comes to shove, I mean, one thing I could do is just sort of reorder this and change since I'm going to change that already, I could change the numbers, but I don't know that I want to go that far. Maybe because Undertaker makes more sense with the coffin card, you know what I mean? But instead of with dog, which is all about like friendships and stuff, and like positive connections with people, and then we have the Undertaker here. I will go with the flow for the Undertaker. Like, that does not make sense to me. Like, I'm sure there's an explanation on that in the book, but like, I don't want to have to go through I don't want to go to the book. I feel so defiant with this deck. It's because it's literally those affirmations that just sort of mess things up for me. So I'm just gonna flip through these and see. Mountain Woman maybe would go better for this one. The clones, and then the ways, or the crossroads. I don't know. Yeah, I could see that, because it's almost like a choice there. Engineer with mice. Yeah. Huh. Telepath with heart. I could see that. Space pirate with the ring. Yeah, I think the space pirate kind of has a lack of that sort of commitment that we see in the ring, so that doesn't quite work. So, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this, because I like that there are 36. When there are 36 cards, I want to connect it to Lenormand somehow. You know what I mean? And I think this is something we could do. It's just Android with one of the people cards does make sense. And then Navigator, I don't know. Scientist, Shapeshifter with the sun. I don't know about that. Yeah, so I will say lining them up exactly with the Lenormand doesn't work. I would have to reorder the numbers for this to make sense, because some of these are fine, but then some of them don't make any sense at all. So I am definitely going to take off the affirmations, but from there I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. And the AI with cross, no, I don't like that. All right, well, that was a fun experiment. All right, I have already, this is about 40 minutes long, so we're going to call this a day here. That is the Cowgirls and Aliens Oracle deck, something I got for my birthday. Really happy with this. I've got my issues with it, as I said, but I feel like I can remedy this. So, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will talk to you later. I will see you guys later. Bye, everyone. I totally messed up my outro. That's okay. Bye, everyone.